Hi everyone. So I'd like to start our quick review of operations with rational expressions with actually talking about just basic fractions. So what I would like everybody to do is just complete these two problems and then pause the video and then restart it when you are done. Okay, so I'm hoping that everybody got 14 over 15 for the first problem and then 1/6 for the second problem. So let's talk about a little bit more in depth how we got that. I would probably factor the bottom of the first one because I'm going to be looking for a common denominator. And it's going to be a little bit easier to figure out what the lowest common denominator would be if we factor that 15. So if I look at this, I'll notice that the factor that's missing from the bottom of the second fraction is just a 3. So I'm going to multiply top and bottom by 3. The idea is I don't really want to change 4/5, I just want to change how it looks. So if I multiply by 3 over 3, that's like multiplying by 1, and I haven't actually changed the number. So this becomes 2 over 5 times 3 plus 12 over 5 times 3, which becomes 14 over 5 times 3, which is 15. For the second one, I'm probably going to multiply by the reciprocal instead of divide by the fraction. I think that technique is a little bit easier. So I'm going to turn this into 2 over 15 times 5 over 4. And you could, if you wanted to, multiply straight across and get 10 over 60. But I'm actually going to simplify and factor first, or I'm going to factor first so that I can simplify, because I think it's going to make my life a little bit easier. So let's back up from that 10 over 60. And let's say, okay, 2 is 2 times 1, 15 is 5 times 3, 5 is 5 times 1, and 4 is 2 times 2. So now if I look at this, I can cancel a 2 in the top and a 2 in the bottom, 5 in the bottom, 5 in the top, and I'm left with 1 over 6. It saves me from having to reduce big numbers later. Okay, so let's look at our rational expressions now, and let's talk about adding these together. So just like with the first example I did on the last page, I need to make sure we have a common denominator. I'm going to factor the bottom first to try to find the lowest common denominator. So this becomes x plus 1 times x plus 2, and then I'm adding 4 over x plus 1. So what's nice about this is I notice that the second fraction is just missing a factor of x plus 2. So I again can multiply by the number 1, or x plus 2 over x plus 2. I haven't actually changed the fraction, I've just changed the way it looks, and it makes it easier to add. So this becomes 5x plus 4 over x plus 1 times x plus 2. This is 4x plus 8 when I distribute that 4 over x plus 1 times x plus 2. And then I can finally add the like terms on the top. So that becomes 9x plus 12 over x plus 1 times x plus 2. Okay, so our final example here is going to be multiplying two rational expressions. So again, just like when I multiplied in the first or the second example, I want to factor first to try to make the canceling a little bit easier. So in the top of the first fraction, I'm going to factor out a 5 and get 5 times x plus 3, and the bottom would be x plus 1 times x plus 2. That is multiplied by x plus 2 in the top, and then the bottom becomes x plus 3 times x minus 2. So what's nice about this is I can see what cancels. So x plus 3 in the top cancels with x plus 3 in the bottom, x plus 2 bottom with the top, and I'm just left with 5 on the top, and x plus 1 times x minus 2 on the bottom. Thanks for listening.